football fans. Here we go for Mayfield week. Rockets will be down at Mayfield taking on one of the perennial powers in the state of Kentucky, not just Class 2A. Formidable opponent for anyone, any day in the state of Kentucky. And we've got the show here today with our guests. Now, make sure I get this right. Laycee Lynn, homecoming queen.
That's right.
I get her mixed up with all the other Lynn girls sometime, but Laycee is a senior. And again, she was a couple of weeks ago crowned homecoming queen. Very beautiful that night.
Thank you.
You're beautiful every night, but particularly beautiful that night.
I appreciate it.
And we also have a beauty of his own, Landon Woodall here, just a sophomore, but very key part of the managerial staff.
Yep.
And of course, Coach Courtney, the Hall of Famer and former Rocket. And he's got his work cut out for him this week. So welcome to the show presented by Whitetail Properties, the Mark Williams land team, as well as in cooperation with First United Bank, Hodge Sports and Apparel, C-Plant Federal Credit Union, Riley Tool and Machine, USA Mortgage, Darrick Myers, the Heritage at Marion Golf and Pool, Deer Lakes Golf Course, that's Ricky Hughes down there, the pro, Curnel Ag, KB Pharmacy, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, YTG Insurance, Tanner Tabor, Frazer Law Firm, Full Body Fitness Studio, Serena Dickerson, Livingston Hospital, a Deaconess affiliate, H&H Home and Hardware, Farmers Bank, and Trust Company in Marion, and Par 4 Plastics. As we said, a very pivotal 2A matchup this week. Number 7, Rockets. They're 4-3 and 1-0 in the district, taking on number 4 Mayfield, 5-1, 1-0. Coach Mayfield probably would be higher, but they lost that one game to Paducah Tilmer, our friend Sean Thompson down there. Mm-hmm. Great football game, and Sean's probably going to go undefeated this season. And had it not been for Tillman in their way, Mayfield might have a chance if they can get by us this week. But, of course, Mayfield's coached by Joe Morris, a legend in his own right, but the son of Jack Morris, Hall of Fame coach himself, the most prolific, the winningest father-son duo in the history of Kentucky coaching. 10 state titles between them. Actually, his son Joe has 6. Jack has 4, but, man, they've been to the finals I don't know how many more times. Yeah. A dozen, probably. But very good team, and like I said, they've lost one game this year to Paducah Tilman, 35-28, and that was a week. I think we played Thursday night that week, didn't we? There was something because you guys went, didn't you? Did you go to that game? A lot of people went.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could have been the McCracken County game.
I believe we played McCracken that Thursday because a lot of people from here had gone down to that game. I watched it on YouTube. But Mayfield's only lost this season, and otherwise they've pretty well blown everybody out. The closest game other than that was Henderson County. They beat them 38-24. Mm-hmm. The rest of the teams scored one touchdown against them, and they're putting up a lot of points. Coach, it's just going to be a tough game.
Yeah, they're just a great football team. Everything you said about them, they can do everything, play everything well. Extremely well coached. They have great talent, obviously. Good up front, good skill positions, both sides of the football. They don't leave any stones unturned either. They're not just a good team as far as athletes. You could tell they're extremely well coached and prepared for each week. It doesn't matter who they're playing. If it's a game where pretty much everyone knows it's going to be a walk in the park type game for them, you can tell they prepare the same way in the way that they scheme them. And I think that's really impressive. It'd be easy to get comfortable there with such a good team and just get used to winning and winning. But it's really impressive to me how well they prepare, no matter what, and you can see it on film. So, not a whole lot, more I can say about them. Just great everywhere around, coach, players, community, everything. It's just bred into them, and you can tell that Mayfield football is obviously really important to all of them.
Oh, it's important to the community, just like it is here.
Yes.
They have a little deeper tradition of going to state championships. Of course, we have one of our own. And a couple of other Final Four appearances. Mayfield's ranked number 4 in 2A, Class 2A, RPI. If you look at the KHSAA RPI, and Curnel County is 8th this week after dispatching Ohio County on the road last week by a score of 40-6. Coach, Mayfield's a team that, when you look back over the history, we've had some success against them, and you had success against them. Mm-hmm. You were on the team that beat them twice in one season, right? I'm
yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I get I get things confused, but you were on that team in 2008. Mm-hmm. That's the year we went and played Beechwood in the semifinals of state Class A, and best of my knowledge, no other team in the state of Kentucky has ever beaten Mayfield twice in the same season.
Yeah.
So that's a feather in our cap.
Yeah.
Can we parlay that into something this week and go down there and that's our tradition.
Yeah. I mean, it just says how good they are, I think, more than anything. That's our, that's our thing that we were, you could say that you beat them because that's a tall task every year, forever, just such a tall task. But unfortunately, I don't think that'll have anything to do with this. It's a long way away from each other and, a lot of different factors going in. But
we have not seen them in a while. We have not played Mayfield since 2010. 2010, when they beat us 38-19 in that game. They're 13-2 against us all time. A very very tough opponent. So let's talk a little football, and then we'll bring these folks in, talk a little bit about their roles. But Mayfield's offense, great quarterback, Cartwright kid. He's thrown 13 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and then probably their feature player. They've got a lot of players, but their feature player is Jator. I think I say that right. Jatorius.
I believe
Jatorius Starks. He's the Gridiron Glory number 1 player this year preseason. He's only rushed for 530 yards in 6 games, but now they have so many weapons that they move it around, don't they?
And he's out at halftime a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And but talk about him. He's just kind of he's a load. He's a downhill kind of guy.
He's a big guy, fast, just everything you want in the backfield. Once he gets going downhill, he's just got a burst. Arm tackles aren't going to bring him down. You better put your pads on him, and you really don't want him going north and south. Once he goes going north and south, he's a big, fast guy, and he could present a lot of problems. Physical too. Just a good overall around back. His size and speed separates him, I think, from a lot of guys. He's a big old guy and extremely fast. So he's the number 1 player in West Kentucky preseason. I think he deserved it. He was my vote. He's a really impressive player. And the Cartwright kid is really good, does a really good job protecting the football, gets it out quick. Got a lot of weapons. The Biggers kid stands out. The Morris kid, the Hoover kid. They got a lot of them. A lot of guys out there that can make plays, and he does a good job playing point guard and dishing that thing out to all those guys, getting out of his hands quick and making good decisions. So, there's not as good as Starks is. There's so many guys out there too. I mean, you can't just key on Starks. You can't just key on this. They're just such a as any team that's that good as a state contender and one of the favorites to win the state championship year in and year out. They're good everywhere. So you got to play a balanced game against them.
Yeah, the Morris kid. They've got a couple of Morris kids, I think, but of course they're no relation to the coach. I think Braden Morris is one of their top receivers. And you mentioned Xavier Biggers. He's the kid that came over from Marion.
Yeah, he's an extremely explosive kid. Really nice with the ball in his hands. Good two-way player, too. And most of them are good two-way players. Even the Starks kid at running back plays defensive end in spurts and is really good when he gets down there. Almost all of them. I'm better with numbers and names. I get confused. But 15 and 16 were the 2 kids I'm talking about as well. And they're both two-way players. So a lot of them go both ways and do a good job on both sides of the football.
We've, by our own right, we've got a lot of players that can make plays. It seems like every week somebody else is stepping up.
Absolutely,
and that creates problems. Even for a team like Mayfield, we can create some mismatches for here and there. Talk about some of your guys and some guys that are really stepping up right now that you like seeing what they're doing.
I like Cameron last week had a really big game. And we know we can. Just opportunity, and that's what we always talk about. Just one ball to go around and a lot of guys to touch it. And, he made a lot of key plays. Gabe Keller had a couple touchdowns last week, got the ball a couple more times than normal. Caden does a good job with the ball in his hands. Tyler Bell. Those two have kind of been the constant. It feels like they're usually each game they're getting touches. Casey Cates does a good job when his number's called. So there's a lot of guys. Cameron is getting Tyree back adds another extremely big weapon for us. Definitely one of our top weapons. It's nice having him back. Several backs that go in and out of the backfield. So our strength is probably in our skill positions, especially offensively. There's a bunch of them, and we feel pretty good about all of them.
Yeah. You know, Gabe Keller picked off a pass over at Ohio County, and I turned around and asked Andy how many that was, and I think it was 4. And I said, well, what's the record? Andy Hunt, he knows it, man. It's in his head. Yeah. He said, and I think you turned around even then. So TK had a lot more. I think, what was it, 10?
I thought it was 9 or 10 is what I remembered. Yeah,
that's a lot in one season.
Maybe Coach Hodge, too. I think Coach Hodge had a lot.
I think he's
in
the
season.
Yeah, but 4's a lot in a season.
It is, and he's had them right here back to back to back to back. You know what I mean? Like the last few games, he had 2 and then 1 and then 1 again. So he's kind of on a roll here.
Well,
so
he got.
Nice for him to have a couple more.
That's what I was going to say. You know, he got one against OCATH, and they were a big passing team. Got the ball out quick, and he took that one to the house.
He did.
Yeah. So looking for some of these guys to step up this week against Mayfield. Defensively, what are they going to do? Offense, they run old traditional Mayfield offense, don't they?
Well, it's just
they spread it more.
Yeah, they went to the spread. I don't know back when, but I wouldn't say traditional because they used to be smash mouth right at you. Not saying, I still think, honestly, they want to run the football when it comes down to it. That's what lasts if you want to make deep runs in playoffs, as they always do. You got to be able to run the football and stop the run, and that's where they hang their hat. It's spread, more tight formations, 20 personnel with like a fullback, wing type stuff. But they'll spread you out too. Very multiple. They can do anything, honestly. But I think if they picked one thing that they do well that they want to do, it's run the football at you.
Yeah. And they're good at it, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. They are.
Defensively, what are they going to do?
They're a 4-2 defense. They'll shift around and do some things that are a little bit untraditional that you don't see a whole lot. But more or less, they're just going to get after you. Linebacker's really good, number 7. I don't know his name off the top. Williams, I believe. It's a Williams kid. Extremely good.
Number 7?
Yeah. He stands out defensively. I mean, he's a heck of a linebacker. Reads his keys well, plays downhill. You don't get a lot by him. You don't trick him much, and he's an extremely physical kid. He stands out a whole lot. And some of the others that we mentioned, their DBs are good. The Xavier Biggers. It's a lot of the same kids that we were talking about on offense that play in their secondary, and they're really good as well. And they're not bad anywhere, but number 7 is a really, really good player.
Yeah, I think he leads them in tackles this year, but I think he's got like 37, but there's a whole slew of them in there in the 20s, and and like you said, a lot of them play a half.
Right. Yeah, you can't really look too much at Mayfield stats and think that I mean, you got to think how much they're getting to play in those games. So, when they're in there, they're doing a really good job. I can tell you that.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break here and scroll our list of sponsors so we get all of them a little shout out here, and then we're going to come back and talk about our featured sponsors. Then we're going to visit with these 2 managers after we come back. So we'll be right back. All right, now we are going to visit with these managers here, but we're also going to highlight and spotlight some of our partners. And this week is Hodge Sports and Apparel and Seaplant Federal Credit Union. You ever go to Hodges and shop?
Yep.
Yeah, what do you buy down there?
I get a lot of my jeans there, I guess. Yeah.
What do you get down there in Landon?
I don't.
Hunting stuff? You don't buy? Are you a hunter?
No, I used to hunt.
Yeah, you got a lot of people in your family are big hunters, aren't they?
Yeah, my stepdad is.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's killed some big old deer, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But Hodges, of course, Britt's kind of running the shop now. Her parents started that store in 1972. It's been conveniently located there on Sturgis Road for it seems like ever, doesn't it? I mean, your lifetime anyway. And right now they're gearing up for youth deer seasons this weekend. So if you need something for youth deer season, some bullets, some last minute items, some scents or anything. They've got it all down there. And then muzzleloader season, get your black powder stuff for the following weekend. So go down to Hodge. There's a lot of great deals on that kind of stuff. But not just outdoors gear. As Laycee mentioned, just clothing for the whole family. Shoes and everyday clothing. Fishing equipment, athletic gear and equipment, and pants, for athletes. Just you name it, it's our own little department store here in Marion, Kentucky. Seaplant Federal Credit Union. You may know Steve Watson. He's a Marion native. He's the branch manager down there. It's on Main Street in Marion. And what most people don't realize is Seaplant is for everyone. It's it's like a bank, but it's not. It's a credit union. They have some options for lending that conventional banks may not have, and have some of the best interest rates on CDs around. So stop by and see Steve or any of the other helpful folks there at Seaplant Federal Credit Union. They have checking and all sorts of things for you. You have a checking account now?
Yep.
Yeah. You have a Seaplant?
No.
Check them out. take all your savings money and check out what their CDs are.
Okay.
5%.
It's a lot.
It's over 5%. That's a lot. Yeah. You make a lot of money in a year's time, especially all the money you saved up, all the house cleaning stuff you do. So let's talk just a little bit about managerial type roles. All right, tell me. Of course, Laycee, you've been around a long time. You're a senior. How long have you been a manager?
6 years.
So you did middle school as well. Yeah. How long have you been doing it, Landon?
Middle school year.
Yeah. So this is your fourth year, fifth?
About it's your 5, fifth. Yeah. Because he was the manager in 6th grade, and not everybody gets to do that in 6th grade.
Oh, really? That's special. Yeah. So just kind of describe what a lot of people see you on the sideline. They think you fill up water bottles. I think you do. Some of you do.
Yeah.
But you take care of ball. There's a lot of stuff you do. Talk about the ball.
It's definitely a job, but it's a good job. I love it. We take care of, like you said, the water and the ball, but...
No grass in the water ever, right?
Oh, my gosh. Well, there wouldn't be if they didn't throw them on the ground, but that's another conversation. But we do a lot of stuff in the background. Like, we take care of their laundry. If they need tape, we'll tape them up real quick. Ice is a big thing. We always have ice ready for them, so if they come off, we get that taken care of. Mm-hmm. We go get Serena, and she can take care of a lot of stuff on the sidelines.
You go get Serena Dickerson?
Yeah.
Like when there's a big job?
Yeah. No,
so she does everything.
She's the best manager we have.
Yeah. So what's your favorite thing about being a manager?
Just being a part of the team, I'd say. They're like family. I love every one of them, even though sometimes I want to wring their necks. Yeah. I love them.
Yeah. Who do you love the most?
Who's
your? I know you got a boyfriend that used to play. Who? Is there a player or maybe it's a coach? Who's somebody that's really maybe impacted your life and helped you along? Is anybody in particular comes to mind? Player, coach, staff?
All the coaches, they're just like a father figure to me. Mm-hmm. I've been with them for 4 years, mm-hmm. all summer, all through school. Boys, Lane West is just an all-around good kid.
Good.
Love him, I guess. I love them all. I hate not saying any more of them.
Kid.
Yeah,
he's your favorite kid. All right, so I got a question. All right, now who washes the laundry?
We take turns.
Yeah. Whose turn is it this week?
It was me and Lando.
Oh, yeah. Who's got the dirtiest gear, Landon, when they come off the field? Practice or game? Who's just nasty?
I feel like it's Bennett.
Bennett, yeah. So, is there anything as far as the manager's role that you just detest? That you say, I just hate? Is it the laundry because you take turns?
No, the laundry isn't bad. You just kind of
do like this.
Yeah, you don't smell it. You just put it in. I don't know. There's really nothing bad about it. There's some stuff that gets on my nerves. Sorry.
What is it? What gets on your nerves? Why you it's
because
is it coach?
No. I don't know. Some of the boys can be jerks sometimes, but it's okay because I just put them back in their place. So that's their attitude is probably the worst part sometimes.
Yeah, you don't take any business off of them.
No.
Huh? All right, Landon. What about you? What do you enjoy about it? You've been doing it a while.
Well, I just like filling up the waters and running on that field to get that kicking tee. Kind of hyped with the crowd a little bit.
Yeah. So on Friday nights at home games, on the road it's different. Home games, I mean, it's pumped. And when everybody, I mean, what do you get excited like the players do?
Yeah.
I see you, man. I feel like you do.
I'm a hype man.
It is a lie.
Do you ever look up in the crowd and see, who all's up there, try to find your family or anything like that?
Just my dad that shows up to that game.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what about you on Friday nights, Laycee? I mean, is it, you're down to, there's one regular season game, and then we've got to. I don't want you to water up here on me too much, but for sure we've only got one more. We got some work to do to get another one in the playoffs. But what's it going to be like?
And I'm gonna have so much downtime. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, Friday night, we're on the road this week, but then we come back here to play Caldwell County. What will you kind of take it all in and say?
Yeah, and I mean that's our senior night too. So I mean it's gonna be a hard game for me and Destiny both because it's our last home game, for sure. The fireworks, and I love watching like when the boys come out of the banner and they run to us and then the fireworks. It's just a good atmosphere, and not being able to have that anymore is gonna be tough.
Well, you mentioned Destiny Reed. She's another senior manager. She was supposed to come on, and so we're gonna call her out a little bit. Destiny, why didn't you show up? You backed out the last minute now. What was her excuse? She had to stay. She was sick. Okay.
She is.
She's sick.
She's
All
not
right.
feeling
Was she
good.
practice today?
I think. Did she
Yeah.
stop?
That's good. She
was
tough
there.
practice out.
Yeah.
She
But
was
she just
at
couldn't come
practice.
on and perform in front of the camera. But Destiny, we love you and we miss you. We'd love to have you here. But we got Landon who stepped in to pinch hit. How does it feel to be kind of a backup guy right here, Landon?
Just feels like being like a second string quarterback.
That's right. You gotta stay ready. You stay ready. You never know where your number's gonna get called.
So what is your greatest memory of being a manager for the team?
Like of all or this season?
Well, both. Just give me both, dude.
When Mallory was a manager, we had like the whole summer by ourselves, and me and Mallory are tight. And I don't know, that was just the best summer I could have asked for. It was so fun because I mean she's my best friend, and I was with her every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean Callie, I missed. Callie was always fun because it was me, Mallory, and Callie.
Now give their last name so some people
Mallory
may not,
Lynn.
Yeah, now
Mallory Lynn,
she's your first cousin.
And then Callie Dempsey. It's Jeremy Dempsey's daughter.
Yeah, Rocket fan extraordinaire.
That's right.
And who else? Did you mention one more?
Nope, just Mallory and
Okay.
Callie.
Yeah.
And this season, I don't know. It's been good. This is a good season. Camp for sure. Camp is always
Camp Week. You're out there a lot. Yeah.
And the water slide.
The water slide.
Yeah, camp.
We have a huge
you
water
make
slide.
one? Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's so fun.
Hey, good deal. So, Landon, you got ways to go, but what are you looking for in your next couple of years as a manager? I mean, a Manager of the Year award in the state of Kentucky. Do they have that? I don't know.
They should get that going and get it to him.
I feel like I should have a reward.
He does. He's literally the best manager that's ever came through Curnel County.
Is that? Oh, that's pretty high cred right there
From a Lynn girl, especially.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's good though.
Well,
He
y'all do a
always
great
steps
job, and Coach Courtney, speak to what these people don't realize a lot of times what they do.
I've been places where there weren't managers, and it's completely different when all that falls on the coaches. You have no idea, and they probably don't even realize how much they take off our plate. They're getting stuff ready for practice that we don't have to worry about before the game. Our headsets are set up, ready to go. Game balls are in the cooler. Just all these little things that you think kids are getting taped. Hey, my uniform, go to the managers. Go to the managers. My helmet, go to the managers. Go to the managers. Everything, I just send them to the managers, and they do a great job taking care of it. The Winds have been in the program for a long time, just like football names in the program. They've been managers for a long time. When she's talking about her and Mallory, when I took over, it was a big part having them two saying, listen, y'all got to stay with me and tell me how this thing goes, because they knew a lot about how the ins and outs of things worked that I had no idea about. And, they made my first season, I'll never forget it, so much easier, than it could have been. And just all of them, these two, obviously, and then we have Gracie Orr and Morgan Stewart, and then Destiny that we already mentioned. This all just selfless and for them just to take their time out. They don't get to play games. Sure they get to experience the games as far as on the sideline and stuff, but they don't get to do anything like the players do. And they still put in the same work, if not more sometime. And they're out there for every practice, rain, sleet, snow, hot, cold. They're out there putting in the same work, staying after to do laundry. After Friday nights when the players are going home, they're in there with their brush scrubbing stuff down, getting those stains out. So just what good people they are and how lucky we are to have them. They have no idea. So, we're extremely blessed. And I love them all and thank them so much for how much easier they make my job, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's tremendous accolades, but well deserved. They do bring so much to the program. We know that. So.
And we got the best managers in the state. We really do.
Yeah, we need to come up with this.
Hey, they need an award. They really do. Like the
me.
officials will email me after games and stuff, and I share it with them, and we get props on them all the time. When the ball girl's doing so good, and your managers are always really people go out of their way to tell us how good they are, and they really are. They deserve it.
Gracie Orr's the ball girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I mention Gracie?
Yeah, okay, you mentioned her. So I'm gonna tell you now, they're handling that ball. They have to have pretty good hands too, because those officials they'll still sling it to them, and sometimes it's bouncing off people. You don't know it's coming, And, Gracie's right there on the ball the whole game, they all around. I know y'all appreciate them, and I think Rocket Nation appreciates all that you do. So, thank you. Thanks for what you do.
Thank you.
So, and by the way, I know a softball team that could use a manager that would take care of some of that kind of stuff. If y'all know any,
I got it. I'm just joking.
My sister back.
Yeah. All right, Coach Courtney, we're gonna kind of close it out here. 30 minutes goes by in a hurry sometimes on this show. After last week's win at Ohio County, we're back on the road for Mayfield, and a big game this week, and then turn around and come home for Caldwell County senior night. Big game there too. We got to win one of these next two to host the first round of the playoffs, so Laycee doesn't have to say goodbye to Rocket Stadium next week. So, what's the plan, man?
We just got to execute, play hard, and play physical. That's been the message all week. Pretty simple thing. Sounds pretty easy, but, those things are pretty tough. They play extremely hard. They execute really well, and they're very physical. So we got to win in those three departments, and just do what we've practiced all year long. Nothing changes. It's always about us. It's been the message all year long. We got to go out and do what we do and do it well. It doesn't matter if you're playing the best team in the state or the worst team in the state. So it's been the same message. Nothing's really changed. We just got to come up and make sure. I think we played a tough enough schedule where I really don't think that we're going to be intimidated going in here or anything like that. We got to make sure we're ready for a dogfight. I think everyone understands, what's in front of them, a huge task. And I won't lie to them or lie to this. It is. But it always can be done. We got to come out there and we got to fight, earn respect, be the gritty Courtney County team that we always are. And let's just see how it goes. But let's control what we control, execute how we can execute, and play as hard as we possibly can. That's the message, and that's all you can always do. And that's the plan this week. Games got to be played. We don't just want to go down and think it's just a lay down game because it's Mayfield. We know they're extremely good, but we want to go out there and compete.
Hey, this is number 7 in the state of Kentucky. Your Rockets against number 4 in the state of Kentucky in Class 2A, the Mayfield Cardinals. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m. on Friday night down at War Memorial Stadium in Mayfield. This game will decide who's the champion of the district. Bottom line, very well could. Very well could. We've still got both of us have a couple more games in the district.
We have one more left.
But whoever's going to win the district has to win this game.
Probably, yeah.
Probably has to win it. So it's all on the line. 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll see you down at War Memorial Stadium in Mayfield as the Rockets take on the Cardinals.